Welcome back. It's been a little while since I've done one of these, but I'm really excited to restart my Cruise Tips 101 series. This is part 1, and in this very short segment, I go into why I started the Cruise Tips 101, and I share some of my favorite tips to help make the most of your cruise experience. From smart packing ideas to important things you need to know before you set sail, these little hacks can save you time, stress, and even money. Whether you're a first-time cruiser or a seasoned traveler, you'll find something here to make your next voyage smoother and more enjoyable. So let's dive right into Cruise Tips 101. Good morning, everyone. So a friend of mine asked me a question the other day. Basically, tips on cruising, because they know I go on a lot of cruises. I am going to make this little video for that friend of mine who was asking, what should I do as a first-time cruiser? Me, as a self-proclaimed expert, because I've cruised so much. I've been on pretty much every cruise line, and I mean, I'm not a diamond, but I am platinum on several cruise lines. So yes, let's go ahead and go through my tips on being prepared for your first cruise. I'm excited to get restarted with sharing all of the knowledge and tips that I have on cruising. I have gone on more than 28 cruises. I cruise quite a bit. I've also done other kinds of vacations. In this video, I am going to answer the top 10 questions that travelers ask about cruises. Starting with question number 1. What's included in the cruise fare and what's extra? Generally, your cruise fare includes your meals, your entertainment, your cabin, accommodations. Most cruises include coffee, tea, and water and iced tea and lemonade, but anything else is going to be extra. Soft drinks or alcoholic drinks, those are generally extra. In addition, what would be extra would be your shore excursions, Wi-Fi packages, and specialty dining. A number of other things that could be extra as well, as spa services, some fitness classes, and of course the casino and shopping. All of those things would be your extra money. Oh, I had an itch on my nose. My hair keeps blowing on my face. Playing in the casino, playing the games like bingo, deal or no deal. And cruise lines offer special packages that will include things like Wi-Fi and specialty dining and pictures and all of those things. You just need to check those out. Sometimes they're worth it, sometimes they're not. It depends on what your budget is and what you want to make out of your trip. Question number 2. Will I get seasick? Well, that depends on you. Are you prone to motion sickness? It's a possibility, so you want to be prepared. Maybe bring some Dramamine or wear a wristband or a little patch. They either put them behind your ear or another part of your body. Those things can help if you're prone to motion sickness. Also, the placement of where your cabin is can often help you with feeling the movement. Most of these large cruise ships, you're not going to feel anything. But on rough days, it's possible you might feel a little motion. The best place for your cabin is going to be lower and mid to back. That's where you feel the less movement. You feel more movement if you're forward and higher up. It depends on you, but I have never personally been sick on a cruise, even though I've been on some that have gotten a little rocky. Question number 3. Is the tap water safe to drink on board? Yes, it actually is. They desalinize the water on board the ship, so the water is safe. But they also have bottled water available on the ship. Some include it, some don't, so you need to check with the cruise line that you're sailing on. Usually have water in the buffet area and sometimes in other areas on the ship where you can get water. But generally, the tap water is safe to drink. Question number 4. What's the best way to snag a pool lounger? On sea days, ducks. Sorry. On sea days, you'll find that the pool area is going to be quite populated with people because everybody's on the ship. The best time to get a pool lounger is actually on port days when everybody's off the ship and you have the whole ship to yourself. So those are the best days. But if you want to get a pool lounger, Get there very early, about 30 minutes or so before you're ready, and snag the one you want and kind of keep an eye out. Also try areas of the ship that aren't quite as popular. The ducks are getting their morning aerobics. Try some other areas on the ship besides the ones that are right next to the pool. Those are usually a little less populated. There are several decks where you're going to find loungers. So if you just want to lay out, that's one thing, but if you want to lay out by the pool, those tend to be a little bit more popular. Do I need formal attire or can I dress casually? Most of the cruise, you're going to be very casual, very comfortable, shorts, sundresses, whatever you like to wear. But there are a couple of designated nights which are called either formal nights or dress to impress nights. Those days, those days where they have designated for formal night, they do kind of have a code as to what they would like you to wear. The ladies are in either nice dresses or pantsuits. Gentlemen would wear a nice polo shirt or a tie. You're gonna see some people get dressed to the nines with tuxedos and ball gowns. That's perfectly fine. If you are one of those people, that's great. Do what you wanna do. This cruise is for you. So there'd be no shorts in the dining room at any time anyway, but you can wear something a little less than a tuxedo and a ball gown. So there's a big range of what formal would be for a lot of people. If you like to get dressed up, go ahead and do so. It's your cruise, it's your vacation. Can I do laundry on board? Yes. So there's a couple of options for you. So they usually have laundry facilities for self-service all over the ship on several different decks, and you can purchase little individual size soaps and everything that you need to do the laundry on board the ship. Or they have a service where you can put all your laundry in a little bag. Your steward will take your clothes and it'll come back the next day or the day after, all nice and folded and clean and fresh. It depends on how much you want to spend. That's a little extra. Sometimes that's included. So if you're platinum or diamond on some of the cruise lines, or depending on what your status is, that sometimes is included. Question number 7. What if I need to cancel or my rate drops after booking? Prices are generally guaranteed with most cruise lines, so you can contact your travel agent if you booked it through a travel agent if you see the price is different, or you can contact the cruise line directly if you booked it directly with the cruise line. They generally will reprice your cruise and give you a refund or an onboard credit. If you have to cancel, if you're within final booking, your penalty could be as much as 75 to 100% of the fare. So you definitely need to check with your cruise line or travel agent, depending on the reason, if you took insurance, if it's for a medical reason or an emergency like a death in the family or something. Those things can possibly be covered by your insurance, or possibly you might be able to get an onboard credit, but sometimes you're going to be paying penalties when you cancel within a certain amount of time. Question number 8, how do I keep track of my cruise card? Okay, so your cruise card is what you're going to use to get in your cabin and also get on board and off the ship. They always scan you to make sure they know head count, who's on board, who's left the ship. And also it's used to pay for things on the ship, your drinks, souvenirs, bingo, all of that is through your cruise card. The best way to keep track of that is to get yourself a lanyard, depending on the cruise line. Some of them have little wristbands that you can use. If there's like a little medallion, like with Princess, they have a little watch band, they have a little keychain, they have different ways of attaching that to you so you don't lose it. Or a lanyard that you can purchase online through like Amazon, or even on board the ship, they have like special ones. So it's the best way to keep track of it is a lanyard. Question number 9. What if my itinerary changes or the port time shift? This happened to us on our very last cruise. We had to miss a couple of ports, and some ports changed dates because we hit a Storm Flores, when we were on our British Isles cruise. If that happens, if you booked your excursions through the ship, they're completely covered and refunded or applied to a new excursion depending on if you book something else. If you book through like a third party, those have rules, so you need to look at the rules on third-party vendors because some of them have rules about cancellations where they will not refund. So you need to double check that. But generally, anything booked through the cruise line is going to be guaranteed, so no worries there. Question number 10, how do I stay with my group aboard the ship? If you're traveling with a lot of people, on the cruise app with each of the cruise lines, generally you're able to keep track of everybody that's connected to you on the cruise. Princess, there's a tracking so that you can find all your people with the GPS tracker because that medallion is a tracker. With everyone else, there's sometimes a chat, but it usually costs a little extra money, like $5 a day or something per person. And you can chat with everybody in your group so you can keep track of everybody and meet up with them and plan different things. So that's generally how you keep up with your people. I hope those answered all the questions. If you have any other questions, please drop it in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them in the next Cruise 101 series. If you found this helpful, please click on this link here. That'll take you to the next Cruise Tips series, episode number 2. Have a great day. Happy travels.